Hey, welcome back to another episode of Exit the Norm. I'll be your host, Jeff.
Not Jeff.
Jeff Jr.
Today we're in Concord, New Hampshire, which also happens to be the capital of New Hampshire.
Today we're going to tell you the story of a notorious Concord resident and the only president from New Hampshire.
That's right, it's Franklin Pierce, the 14th president of the United States of America. Now, he's arguably probably one of the worst presidents we've ever had, and there's a lot of stories that are associated with him, so we're just going to tell you one today.
But before we do that, make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already.
And maybe you'll learn something.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Now, Franklin Pierce is not a beloved president by any means, but again, he's the only president from New Hampshire, so we feel like we should highlight at least one story about him, maybe. So we're going to tell you the story about a house that he lived in here in Concord after his presidential term had ended in 1857. For a while, there were two houses here in Concord where Franklin Pierce lived. There's the Pierce Manse, which is up the street from here, and then there was a house right here, but it burned down in 1981. The house that was here at 52 South Main Street is where Franklin Pierce lived with his wife Jane after his time as President of the United States. Now, during his last year in office, some of his friends in Concord wanted to make sure that the president had a suitable place to live when he returned home, so they built this house here on South Main Street. It was a 3-story home built in the French style and completed just prior to the Civil War. It was indeed an impressive house for a former president to live in. Now, this is the staircase where Franklin Pierce, after Lincoln was assassinated, came out and actually had to defend his house because the citizens of Concord wanted to burn his house down because he wasn't flying an American flag. He was able to talk them out of it, and eventually they dispersed. But the house itself burned down decades later. Only 4 years after the death of Lincoln, on October 8th of 1869, Franklin Pierce died right here in this house on South Main Street of cirrhosis of the liver due to his heavy drinking over a number of years. The house was placed on the National Register of Historic Homes in 1979, but then burned down on September 17th of 1981. Now all that remains are these stairs and a small stone reminding visitors of the former resident here. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed this flaming hot episode of Exit the Norm.
If you haven't already, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to make sure that you get more of these historic videos.
Maybe you learned something.
See you in the next one.